All right. Another day, another Friday. Um, what I want to talk about today is um, dealing with disappointment. We are now officially far enough into the year that if you made a resolution, you've probably spunked on it at least once. You've probably dropped the ball, you skipped a day on your reading plan of the Bible, you slept in when you meant to go to the gym, or you had a cheat day already on your diet, um, and it is the 5th. If you haven't had that, um, then you're better than most of us. In addition to that, um, quite honestly, it is coming for you. I want to say it's like 80 to 90% of people that make resolutions will falter on it before February 1st, and some 65% fail within the first 2 weeks. So, what brought this up to mind is that um, it's really easy in those moments of the disappointment in yourself, as well as that sense of failure of um, kind of struggling with the idea that you had made this plan, a goal, promise to yourself, maybe even with a buddy or an accountability partner, made a promise to each other that you were going to kill pornography, that you were going to stop going out and partying or drinking or doing drugs. I don't know, that you were going to stop hanging out with a certain group of people because they're toxic. You're going to, whatever it is that you were going to do, you're going to stop going back to your ex. You were going to you're going to only drink water this year. And in the process of making that, you felt so empowered. Maybe even you saw some kind of podcast or some kind of feed or content out there on the internet that was really encouraging you to do it. You are going to read your Bible every day. You're going to follow your reading plan. And just life gets in the way. Your kids are loud, and your family, with all the stuff that's going on with the holidays and everything, just it comes at you like a freight truck. And then all of a sudden, you've missed 2 days in a row. And so you try to do those 2 days at the same time, plus today's work, and you get maybe one, or you get through half of one, but then something else distracts you. Like, just that's life in kind of a nutshell. Uh, and what do you do with that? Or, on the other hand, maybe 2019 is your year that you're going to get married, that you're going to meet Mr. or Mrs. Right. You're going to uh, go back to school. You're going to buy that house. You're finally going to get out of an apartment into a house, or you're going to pay off your car. You're going to get out of debt. You're going to whatever it is. And all of a sudden, your January bank statements are coming down. You realize you're way deeper in the hole than you thought you were. Or the Christmas bonus wasn't what you thought it was going to be. Or um, the guy who thought was going to ask you to marry him during the holidays turns around and he wants to take a break instead. What do you do with that? And the main thing I want to impress on, or kind of impart to you, is that it is a it is okay to feel disappointment. It is okay to feel that of, man, I could have done better, or I wish this hadn't gone that way. It's okay to grieve a little bit over those small losses or big losses, depending on what it was, of that you thought 2018 was going to be your year to become a parent, and it's been a year and it hasn't happened. Or maybe it's been multiple years, or maybe you thought, well, I'm going to get out of this town, this state, this whatever, and into a better place, and the opportunity hasn't been there. And in fact, instead of you having a promotion, you got terminated, you got laid off in the wake of the kind of holidays. what do you do with that? And the main thing I'd say is that yes, it's okay to feel that disappointment, that grief, but you have to have the funeral. If you have to do that every single day or every single week of um, just feeling like it's okay to feel the emotions of it, but you have to move on. You've got to start the new day fresh, essentially. Start the new week. Get refreshed, because in 2 Samuel chapter 23 is the story of David. They used to be encamped in this town called Ziklag. This is while Saul was still pursuing him. And David goes out, takes all of his fighting men with him, and they leave that city. And I believe it's the Midianites come in, and they sack the town. They siege it, and they take everyone's wives and children captive as slaves, and they take everything. They burn the city to the ground, and they take it all, to the point where David's men are considering stoning him to death. And so what David's response is to have the ephod that he had made, the one that he would go before the Lord with, basically like a prayer shawl or whatever you want to say. He puts that on, goes in, and seeks God. What are we supposed to do? And it has this remarkable phrase that says that he strengthened himself in the Lord. That yes, it's okay to go to other people for counsel and for whatever, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just gotta kind of dig deep, tighten your belt, and then get back after it. It says that he relied on Christ, he relied on God for his strength, but it's after that he basically says, like, if we pursue them, what's going to happen? And God tells him that I'm going to give them into your hands. So he ends up going and catches up with that army, and he kills them all. He slaughters them, and then they take back everything that they had gotten, plus they have the plunder of the army itself. So they end up having more than they started off with. So if that's true and it's January 5th, then you already have failed your New Year's resolution or whatever it is. Then clean the slate. Next week is what's next Monday? The 7th or 8th, and go after it. Start again. Start trying after that goal again, that resolution, or reading plan, whatever it is. Just pick up on that day. If today's the 5th, you've missed the 1st through the 2nd, or the 1st through the 4th. Just start with the 5th and carry on. And you can worry about backtracking if you get a little ahead later. So, I don't know if that's good for you or whatever, but it is what it is. If nothing else, join the conversation below. Peace.